and I'll just chime in every now and then.
Hello, everyone. We made it. Let's see. Hey, I'm going to scroll back up to the top first of all and take this off of top chat and say hi to everybody. Hey, Clee. Hey, Helen. Hey, Chaos. Hey, Kiki. Hey, Life Happens. Hey, Kristen. Little Miss STFU. Did I miss anyone? I'm sure I did. Country Lady. Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm talking. Well, hello. Hey, Chaos. OMG. Hey, Yaba. How was everybody tonight? Hey, Carrie. Hey, Mackenzie. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Steph. How do I pull up the chat?
Okay, so you're on your phone. So what you're going to do, because you're not using your camera, all you have to do is hit the home button, just like if you were.
I'm using my phone to talk to you, but
yeah.
I'm using a computer to look at the chat.
Okay, so then all you do is just go to this video, which is called, what did I title it? What is too far or something like that?
Oh, okay, I see it.
And whenever you go to it, make sure you click live chat, because it'll be all crazy. Hey, Carmen. And just pause it. You pull it up on your computer, make sure you pause it. Like, did you hear my loud mouth? Hey, Tweety. Don't forget to change the live chat. Yeah, I hate top chat. I do get the point of it when there's like 1,500 people chatting all at one time. But for us, it sucks. Hey, DC. All right. How was everybody tonight? I wanted to talk about something in general. I think Ricky said he might want to come on. He said on Twitter. This is on panel with me is Princess Fortunate. Everybody say hi to Princess Fortunate. So you can see the chat.
Hi, everybody.
Watching X-Files. Enjoy. Well, that sounds great.
Kiki.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Hi, Yaba. Hi, Chaos.
It was not her fault. My link wasn't working for her. Like, it just kept saying invalid. And it's done that to me before. I don't know why it does that. Hey, Kat.
Look at all of you guys. Y'all are so sweet.
Aren't they? My baby is mad. You'll hear it's almost bedtime, and she is not happy right now. Hey, Gary. All right. So,
Steph, how old?
She is 2, but I have a 2-year-old and 3-year-old. Look at my hair. You guys, I really should have washed it. I didn't. I needed it.
You have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, and you look like that?
What does that mean? Is that good or bad?
That's good. Props to you, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was saying last time, I don't know if you were here or not, but at one point I weighed 100 pounds more than I do now. And then I lost down, and then I gained back up some and lost down some, but it's definitely been a struggle for sure.
Well,
you're proud asshole.
I showed my husband a picture of your hair and told him I was going to dye it that color. And he said it looks really good on you, but I should not do it to myself. I don't think I have the what it takes to pull that look off.
I said for almost a year I was going to dye my hair. See, it's already faded a whole lot. It's a lot of upkeep, but I said it for a whole year before I was like, you know what? I can just dye it back shit brown, because that's what color it is anyways. Hey, Ricky. Ricky, if you still want to link it a little bit, I will send you one on Twitter once we get into this. But no, it's a lot of upkeep, and I don't know exactly, because I'm doing it myself. It's much cheaper that way, obviously, but I don't know when I want to re-dye it, what I want to do next, because this time I bleached, because it was like a kit. I bleached it, then put the red on, but now I don't know how to upkeep it exactly. I need to figure that out. Hey, little Rosie. You're
Well, girl,
welcome.
it's just hair, so have fun and do what you
Exactly.
want.
Exactly. That's what I finally came, because I was like, I haven't changed my mind yet. And I put holes in my ear. See, this is as big as I'm going though. Like when I said I was going to gauge my ears, people were like, oh my gosh, because it can get really, really crazy. I didn't want to do that, but I just went to a size 2. It's just a little bit. It was painful though, for sure. Have you on my big screen? You look gorgeous. Thank you. What am I, chopped liver? No, Uber. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Give me a spanking. You're never chopped liver. Okay, so I have a question for you guys. I'm gonna start out by asking this question because I'm a little upset about something in general, and Princess Fortunate can understand too, because she is a recovering addict herself, so she knows what it feels like. Thank you guys. Anyways, how would you guys feel if you watched a parody on something like cancer? If someone was making a parody and making fun of someone that had cancer or diabetes or any other medical issue that they were born with that they couldn't help, how would you guys feel about that? Would you laugh at it? Would you think it was funny? Hey, Valerie.
Hey, TPB. Hey, Pixie Pink.
Valerie is my sister from another mister. Everybody says we look alike. Hey, Ashley. I love you.
Oh, sweet Ashley. Hello.
Hello, Amanda. Amanda's here. Both Amandas are here. Well, hello.
Amanda, my love.
No, not funny. Not funny at all. What kind of people do you think we are? Well, here's I'm making a point. Okay. I get that sounds so outrageous, and who would think that would be funny, and how could anyone laugh at that? Right? Well, here's the thing. Addiction is something you're born with. It's a disease. It's something that you cannot help. So, in my opinion, to make a parody and make fun of someone because of that reason and a lot of other shitty reasons is disgusting and in no way different than making a parody about someone with cancer, in my opinion.
I agree.
And I want to say this: a lot of people today, because I've been making comments on some videos, and I've been making comments on Twitter, and I seen Randy had made a tweet about parodies that were like too far and whatever, and someone I didn't know who the person was said on there, and someone said to me, "Oh, thank you, life happens. You're so sweet." Someone else said to me, "No, I wouldn't make a parody about cancer, nor would I make a parody about someone with mental illness." And I want to put this out there. I'm speaking in general. I'm not just talking about what's going on right now. I don't want to be hypocritical. I don't think it's okay to make a parody about anyone, regardless of how shitty you think they are, making fun of physical or mental illness, in my personal opinion.
I agree.
Hey, Kit Kat, love you.
Hey, Melissa, I see you, girl.
It's one thing to do a parody, but what I seen wasn't a parody. That's another thing. That's a very, very good point, Kiki. I think the art of parody is lost. It's used as a form of bullying. Is not the word I want to use. It's just used as a means to be an asshole to someone and try to be funny. And I've seen people commenting on these certain videos, and it does seem like it's the same people over and over, but I just wanted to take the time to use my platform to make it, to change the perspective a little bit because, like I said before, I judged people for addiction before I ever was an addict. So I know that time and time again, addiction is looked at differently. It's the first thing people make fun of. It's the first thing that people attack every single time. I want to break that stigma. I know I'm just a little peon that might not, but even if it works for one person and to open up one person's eyes to see that addiction is a disease and it isn't something that should be made fun of, that people that are addicts make fun of themselves enough, that if I can make any kind of difference, I would like to do that, because I do think addiction is overlooked as a disease as a whole.
Can I say something, Stephanie?
Absolutely. Sure.
Addiction runs rampant in my family, way back. And I too judged those people and thought, that will never be me. I am never going to be like that.
Same.
And I'm sorry, I'm about to cry. My sister was an alcoholic, and it was so severe that she actually died at home alone on her bed in her house.
I'm so sorry.
And I thought to myself, she has 2 beautiful children, and my thought was, why didn't she just stop? If she loved her children enough, she would just stop. And that's not the way that it works.
Yep.
And, because of health issues that I had and insomnia issues that I had, I abused prescription pain pills. And I have the most wonderful, loving, adoring husband and the 2 most amazing kids any mother can ask for. And I have put them through literal hell. And there's nothing anybody can say or do to me that makes me feel any worse about myself and what I've done to my children and my husband than I do. But, if you haven't walked a day in those shoes, how dare you judge somebody else? Stephanie?
I'm here.
Oh, good. Okay.
Sissy was crying. I had to go see what was going on. Okay. I'm back. And no, I am so sorry for your loss. And I completely agree with you 100%. And I did the same. And I judged people for that. And it's just every single time without fail. That's what people go for. And who knows that, in my opinion, I don't even think that the person that these parodies are being made about has even done anything to deserve it anyways, right?
Not at all.
But every single time, that's what people make fun of. I will say this, I do think that some people make fun of addiction because they are disgusted with things in themselves and they're projecting, which doesn't make it okay. But I think that some people lash out because of their own insecurities and things that they feel about themselves. Sounds mean-spirited. Sure, it is. It was absolutely mean-spirited. Like, okay, for instance, I don't want to give anybody a name shout out, because one person that made a video, probably none of you guys even know her name. Okay. But the video starts. Go ahead.
That video is now been removed,
Good.
Stephanie. I went there just a little while ago,
Good.
and it's been taken down.
Good.
But I appreciate it if you could describe the vulgarity of
yes,
what was
that's
in
what
that
I'm going to
video.
do. Okay, just for instance, whenever she first came on, what was she had like flour, some kind of white powder, literally all over her face. I don't know if you all ever seen Scarface, but like when he puts his whole head down in a pile of cocaine and comes up, like that's what she looked like. And the two things that I keep hearing over and over is that she lives in a trailer, which I think it is amazing. It is awesome that she has a house, a place for her and her son to live. For anyone to attack that is fucking disgusting. No one knows what she goes through every single day. I couldn't imagine. It's just so mean, right? And okay, so she had the white powder all over her nose, and then she was saying that about living in a trailer, going to the trailer park, this, that. What is, like, how is that even there's probably a lot of people in this chat that live in a trailer. Like, I live in a townhouse, you know what I mean? Like, I have somewhere for my kids that's under a roof. Nobody will ever shame me for that. No one should shame her for that either.
Absolutely not.
Wait, what did Diane say? A true parody should be funny to the audience as well. Hang on. Funny to the audience as well as the person who the parody was made about. The parody hurt the subject or humiliated the person is not a parody. See, that's the thing. They're supposed to be flattering, okay? And people are taking that word and literally using it just to be mean to people. Like, it is no. And what bothers me more than anything is just seeing people support this. I know it's never going to go away, and it's never going to change, in my opinion, because these are the same people that have done this to me. So I on a personal level, know what it feels like to be on the other end of their, whatever you call this, aiming at TPB. But it's just people are cheering it on. People like drama, but there is, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, there's drama, and then there's just hurting someone for the fuck of it. And that is hurting someone for the fuck of it. And I personally, have I watched every video she's made? No, I haven't. I've watched a hell of a lot of them, and I haven't seen her say a bad word about anyone that hasn't said shit about her first. No one.
The only person I've ever heard TPB say anything negative about was TT.
Yes.
And I don't think I don't think anybody's going to falter for that. And
a lot of people have.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we have all done it, myself included. But other than that, TPB wouldn't hurt a fly. And I took the time to get to know her and to go into her live chats and to watch her videos. I think she is really taken the wrong way. I think she has a silly sense of humor. She's super talented.
Absolutely.
She's as sweet as she can be. She welcomes anybody that comes onto her channel. And the thing I love about her most, besides, her singing, what attracted me to her the most is that she is real.
Yes,
she's a real person.
Yes,
and she doesn't hide things. She doesn't try to, put on airs like she's something that she's not. She's just who she is. And, when I'm having a bad day and I go watch, Uber or Randy and B or TPB, it makes me smile. It makes my heart happy. TPB makes me laugh my ass off. The girl is funny as hell. And I don't know how many of you know this, but for the haters out there, and TPB can correct me if I'm wrong. People are asking about the video that she made and had Glenn talking on the video.
Right.
That is her son's stepfather, but he has not been living there this whole time, if I have my information correctly. So let's get that straight. And he has a close relationship with her son. I'm not sure if he lives there full time now, or just comes over to visit. But either way, I believe that they're trying to reconcile or work on things, or he's there to help her with Sammy. You know, her child has a lot of issues, including an issue called RADS.
Right.
And
Yes.
she is beaten up by her son on a regular basis. And it breaks my heart. And I can't imagine going through that. And for those of you who have never had to walk in those shoes and you want to go onto her channel and say the vile, vicious, nasty things that you say to her, you know what? I challenge you to walk a day in her shoes before you judge her. And I challenge you to go into one of her live chats and get to know her instead of following along behind somebody else and hating on her when you know jack shit about her.
I agree. This is something that I want to say, since we're talking about this. I do think that what's happening is unfair because she does have a following, but she doesn't have a following like another YouTuber that has showcased her on his channel time and time again.
Yeah.
And I think that it's causing these people, because this person that I was talking about that made this video, the second video, or the third video, I mean, his name is in the title. Like, it's obvious why she even ever made this. She probably doesn't even know TPB. She probably doesn't know anything about her, but because she was showcased on someone's channel that wanted people. Okay, here's the thing right now, guys. Okay, we'll just say in general, if I started talking about, I'm going to use Yaba, for instance. Because I just seen Yaba's name. If I said something crazy about Yaba right now, you guys are here, you're going to hear me. There is potential, even if I don't go to her and say something to her, there is a high potential that someone will believe what I'm saying and attack her for it, right? And she wasn't that her only video? See, I don't know that. I didn't even take that time to even look. I just seen there was very, very many subscribers. It seemed like grab for views, drama, and attention from the YouTuber that was showcasing TPB. Yaba's bad news. No, she's not. It won't be the last time either. No, it won't. But it's not fair because, like, Yab is a bad example because she does have a following and a channel, but someone in the chat that didn't live stream very often and didn't have a following the same as me, it would be unfair and uncalled for. There's no reason for it. Like, what do you get out of
it? This same person that you're referring to also takes complete credit for the fact that TPB has a channel and has any subscribers.
Yep.
And said verbatim out of his mouth, if it wasn't for me, she would have no subscribers and no channel. Get over yourself.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I can only speak for myself, but I know for sure that's not how I found her channel at all. And I think she deserves way more subscribers than she has, because she's entertaining, she's funny, she's beautiful. I can't say enough good about her. I just think she's super strong and does everything she can to take care of her son in the hardest situation that unless you're in it, you cannot judge it at all. And no one should. And it's just me. It's just me.
Mine died, and I need to be able to see the chat.
Not how I found her channel. See?
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I was just, people are saying that's not how that they found her channel, and I think that that's silly for him to take credit for people, because here's the thing, right? He doesn't like her anymore, but she still has plenty of people that watch her, so that it doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, I'll tell you this. I parked my butt in the comment section of her channel for quite some time, responding to the amount of hate that she was getting. TPB, you're a lot stronger person than I am, girl, because I don't think that I would be able to handle the hate that you have received.
Yaba says she can hear you, but I think it's better now. Is it better, you guys?
Do I need to put headphones on?
Yeah, maybe try.
Okay.
See, and this is already getting twisted into attacking that male YouTuber that I was talking about. Wow. See? This is what I'm talking about, you guys, when I say that people make their own drama. If you watch Hey Stellar, people create drama out of nothing. Hey, Lacey. I know you haven't, TPB. I know you have not, but they haven't. Where did that even come from, if I might ask? Like, where did this even come from? Because I still have yet to see. I don't even want to give them attention, like TPB. The people that did the parodies, I don't want to give them attention. I just want to. She makes fun of TT all the time. Well, you know, here's the thing. It is what it is. Try raising the volume of princesses in the control room and hangouts. Diane, I will ruin everything if I do that. How do I do it? I'm not fancy like that, Diane. This is how it always plays when we discuss the issues. We're going up on someone. We are attacking someone where they went. And here's the thing. I'm not attacking anyone. I'm just stating the facts. If she was not showcased on his channel over and over and over, this would not be happening. His name. Did I cut my hair? No, it's just up. It needs to be cut. His name was in the title. So there's literally no way that that's crazy. I stand behind what I say. Can you? I'm a TT supporter now. Okay. Rachel, that is so funny that you say that, because you're actually the one that said that I changed, but didn't come into the live stream about me taking my videos down. I don't support someone just because I take the videos down and say to someone, Rachel Souls, not Langley, sorry, that I don't want to be the mean girl and attack someone over and over and over. That's just my personal decision. Carmen, do you want a link? You can have a link. Ignore. There you go, Yaba. Yes, they are. Okay, I'm speaking in general, and it stop. Just stop. I said whenever I started this that it's not okay to make a parody about anyone's mental or physical illness. That's what I said. Do you think it is, Pam? What do you feel about that? What are your feelings about making a parody about someone's physical or mental illness? Do you want a link? DM me if you do. And I'm going to send Ricky a link too. Oh, shit.
Listen.
That was months ago. That's a thing too, right? Because I did make a parody months back. It was about makeup. It wasn't about a physical or mental issue. Everybody are individuals, and this whole like this side, that's what's creating this bullshit that needs to stop.
Exactly.
I know they did that on purpose, Papa Ro. How many people you drag and talk shit on? They're allowed to go for any and everyone, right? You see, my question wasn't answered. If it was, I missed it. Okay, I ask this. I saw TPP mention STS, Ron, and Savage in MFW's live yesterday. Why? To revoke a negative response. Then yesterday she was going after some other guy. Mention shoot the shit Ron and Savage in MFW's live stream yesterday. What do you mean mention? Like she just said their name? A parody is meant to be funny. It is meant to be funny, Pam. It is. Would you say that a parody is funny, making fun of someone's physical disease? It's a disease. I know that you personally do not have experience with addiction from what I've heard you say and talk about, but I get it. Really? Okay. Pam, I don't know. Like, I literally do not know how to even try to get along with you. Like, I'm talking to you, and then you say that your opinion doesn't matter. I wouldn't ask you a question if I didn't want or care about what the response would be. Okay. I mean, from me, I just don't think that you get it. I honestly think that you don't get it. And I get that it's YouTube and that it's whatever, do whatever for views, but it's just so childish and hurtful. It doesn't have anything to do with it, Pupperette. It doesn't. That's deflection of the question that I ask, period. She didn't want to answer the question that I asked. Yep. It's deflection for sure. I saw you teach the Savage lies. Well, did Savage lie? I made fun of every night. Okay, back to the question. What I asked you. Do you think that it's funny and a funny parody of what a parody is actually supposed to be when someone is making fun of someone's physical disease or mental disease? Not Yaba. I've already talked about that before, Nate's mom. So You can watch in past live streams if you want to know my feelings on that.
Look, I'm all for a good parody. I have no problem. And I had someone come back at me and say, did you laugh at the parodies that were made? It was one of Trisha's mods.
Mm-hmm.
Did you laugh at the parodies that were made about Trisha? And my response was, yes, I laughed at those parodies because she put out a Santa baby challenge. And when you put the word challenge in there, then you can't turn around and be butthurt when people take you up on it and do it. So, yeah, I laughed at them. But the people who made these parodies, it wasn't in simple fun. They are angry at TPB, and they did it to be spiteful and hateful. The male person that we are referring to in this scenario, made a video the other day. He put up on screen at the beginning a picture of Glenn Close from the movie Fatal Attraction.
They said they can't hear you. Did you put headphones in?
I did.
I think you you just sounded better just now. So maybe just speak up a little bit.
Okay. So he made this video, compared TPB to Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction, and made some comment about, coming home to find, a dead bunny boiling in a pot of water on his stove. Let me be real clear when I say this. I don't give, excuse my language, Stephanie, I don't give a fat rat ass fuck if TPB wants to get drunk, snort a line of coke, strip down naked, and stand on top of her house and sing to her heart's content. It's none of my business. It's none of your business. It's none of his business.
Right.
Leave the girl alone. Just leave her alone. So she was blocked from being able to come in. And you can come at me with all of that. Well, you don't know what she did. And, she, made unwanted advances towards him, for months. And he tried to be nice about it. Whatever. I don't care. Okay? I don't care what she did. Nothing that she did deserves the treatment that she's getting now. When that video ended, that person and all of his followers ran to her channel because she started a live stream to defend herself. And I jumped in. I tried to defend her. And the vile, nasty things that were said to her about being, a coke whore, and how filthy her house was, and, what a shitty parent she is, and that she lives in a trailer, and, et cetera, et cetera. I have never witnessed anything so disgusting. I don't get it. I don't understand it. If you don't like her, let's use one of TT's lines. If you don't like her, don't go over there just to leave a hateful comment. Why? What is the purpose? And you don't know what somebody has going on in their daily life, that your comment or your word to them could be the thing that literally pushes them over the edge.
Yep, exactly. Okay, Stan, I will go ahead, finish. Sorry.
If you know, this person is constantly bringing up in his streams about TPB's sniffling, and is alluding to the fact that she's doing drugs.
Absolutely.
So let's use me as an example, okay? I, although I had an issue with prescription pain pills, I have never had an issue with alcohol.
Right.
I'm not a big drinker. I don't drink a lot. I'm a lightweight. We have tons of it in our house. I very rarely touch it. So I can go out and enjoy a cocktail. So, you know, stop it. Stop it. Oh, I thought you were a recovering addict. And if you're a recovering addict, what are you doing, you know, drinking a beer?
Right.
First of all, mind your own goddamn business.
Yep.
And
That's
second
none
of
of
all,
anyone's business.
just because, you know, she had an issue with something else doesn't mean that she has an issue with alcohol.
Ricky, can you mute for 1 second? You have a lot of background noise, sweetie.
I don't understand where in the terms of service, when we all checked that box and came onto YouTube, I don't understand where.
Deep Space Nine, Red Voyager. All tonight on H&I.
That's loud.
Okay. I muted him for a second.
Okay.
I muted you, Ricky, for just a second because your background noise is really loud.
I don't understand, you know, when we came onto YouTube, that there was a disclaimer in there that said that everybody has a right to know everybody's personal business. You know, their criminal background records, what their real name is, past, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that everybody was allowed to just pick every single solitary thing that comes out of your mouth apart and judge you. And then have the nerve to get upset when it's done to them. That's what blows my mind. It blows my mind.
That's a good question, Donna. I was talking to someone about that earlier. I'm going to unmute you. Ricky, you have to unmute yourself. But like, do people that act this way, do they act this way in real life? I doubt that they do, because you just wouldn't get away with it in real life. Let's just say that. You just wouldn't get away with it in real life. I know what it feels like to be made, like every time I sniffle, because makeup makes my nose and eyes water. I like wearing makeup, and I do, so that's why I sniffle. But it doesn't mean just because you had the courage to say that you're a recovering addict that you still are an addict or an active addiction because you're sniffling. That's just ridiculous. Hey, Erica.
Exactly.
Trailer Park Barbie, hippie piece. Everyone has bad days. That's very, very true. And here's the thing, right? Like, I just see her being nice to people. I see her not treating people the way that she's being treated, in my opinion. Ricky, can you unmute yourself?
While he's doing that, imagine TPB is your daughter, your mother,
right,
your sister, your best friend.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you.
If that was being done to somebody that you loved and cared about, how would you feel?
I don't think that they think about it like that. How do you feel about it, Ricky?
Well, I'll be honest. I got something to say about that parody I saw. I need to get it off my chest.
Go ahead.
I saw the white powder under that woman's nose, and I use the term woman loosely.
Mm-hmm.
You to a recovering addict. You don't fucking do it. Now, Barbie is a strong woman, okay? She's a very strong woman. And any lesser person, something even as simple, no matter how nasty it was, even something as simple as that parody would have caused the lesser person to possibly relapse. Okay? I'm not cool with that. Thank God Barbie is a strong woman. Thank God for that. That parody this morning was beyond cruel. It was nasty. It was wrong. And it was bullshit.
There is a screenshot up in Savage's Twitter of Trailer Park Barbie saying Savage lies and mentioning shoot the shit. Savage, okay. Before or after Savage made a parody about her and had her in her awards, her Rat Award. Thank you, David. I mean, there's context to things. Like people, if
I don't care what she wrote, those parodies were wrong. They're just wrong. Don't excuse your bad behavior and point your finger at TPB when 3 fingers are pointing back at you. Stop it.
wait, let's see if she answered. Right. And somebody said that we're exploiting you, TPB. So are you do you feel exploited? And if you do, we'll stop. Right. And it's hard not to. It's totally hard not to. And it's not even me. Like I didn't even talk to her about this. I talked to Princess Fortunate about it, but it upset me because I seen just stop talking about people, period. Are you typing that in everyone's chat? Because I wasn't saying anybody's name. I was talking in general until you brought up Savage's name. I did not.
I said something about this Rachel Sules. You know, she's judging Barbie for saying stuff, but we have all, I'm sure even this Rachel person, has gone after people who have trashed them. Okay? That's our right to trash us. Okay? And if you don't like the fact that Barbie is going after the people that trashed her, screw you. Okay? Just screw you and the horse you rode in on.
Are you telling everybody to stop talking about right, exactly, Chaos. Like I don't talk about anyone. Like I try really, really hard not to, unless they're no one that I ever speak about on my channel is blocked from my channel ever. I don't think that it's cool to do that. I know other people do that. I just personally feel like it's not. Sure, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel Reeves. I didn't see you come in, babe. Oh, I got lipstick on my fingers.
The only reason that her name was even brought up was because she made a parody as well. Talking about snorting a 30, go snort a 30, go snort a 30. It's not cool. Like, it's not at all.
There was also a male who made a parody as well. And it was sick and disgusting too. And for everybody who commented under that video, ha ha ha, spot on. Oh, you didn't sniffle enough. I mean,
hey, posh puppy.
It's disgusting. And I'll tell you that there was more than one person who mod for Trisha, who left comments under those videos laughing about it, when their whole argument is how much hate she gets, but they think it's funny when it's happening to TPB. So explain that hypocrisy to me, please.
Someone said, what is a 30? If you are a recovering addict, you know what a 30 is.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that. And the person that said, go snore 30, go do a 30, whatever, knew what it meant when she said it.
Exactly what it was.
Okay,
what Nate's mom, you say don't play victim if you do. Here's the thing. Okay, you say nothing wrong with snapping back, but don't play victim if you do. So what you're saying is if you respond to someone like being mean to you, talking shit about you, whatever, if you respond and then they respond back, then you're just supposed to be okay with it. Whatever they say, do because you responded to their initial. That to me is literally crazy high school mentality that is going to go nowhere, like literally nowhere but in circles.
So, in TPB's comment section, which she has now shut down for the most part, people kept asking her and accusing her of talking about Shoot the Shit. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But I lurked in that stream as well. So I asked somebody, you're jumping her ass for being in Takedown Man's stream, but how do you know she was in there unless you were in there?
Morgan, I have never seen TPB talk about that. Do you have screenshots of that? Because I've never seen that.
Oh my God, Stephanie, I love you. You're the first one I've heard that doesn't call them receipts.
I'm tired of that word.
Stephanie, can you hear me better now?
Yes. Yes.
Whoa. Morgan Michaels, you lying fucking bitch. I never mentioned his son at all. You sorry ass piece of shit.
I've never heard Kit Kat.
And I never heard Kit Kat do it either. So you know what? Fuck you.
They're just trying to start bullshit.
Okay, so here's my theory. And I'm going to have to use some foul language. But if you're not feeding me, fucking me, or financing me, then what I do is none of your fucking business. How about that?
I'm with you, princess. I'm with you.
True.
When you start paying my bills and screwing me, then you have a right to have an opinion on what I do. I have parents. They're both dead. I'm not looking for any replacements. So take your opinion, unless it's asked for, and shove it up your ass. I'm sorry. I'm just sick of it. TPB does not deserve this. She doesn't.
No, she doesn't. Not one bit.
There's nothing that she did in making advances towards Ron. Maybe she didn't take the hint, when he tried to do it nicely. Whatever. I wasn't there. I don't know. But you cannot convince me that there was anything that she did that constitutes the amount of hate she has gotten on that channel, and it has incited a hate mob to run to her channel and leave. One lady actually said, and I'm not going to name the name, after TPB posted the video of Glenn, she said, well, now I can see why you wanted to fuck Ron so bad. And so I'm not proud of myself because I was upset. Okay. Somebody else called her out on it, and then I commented because I got mad and heated. And so I said to this woman, well, I'm sorry that your husband has to double bag your face to have sex with you. I mean, I feel like we're living in a you go low, I'll go lower, tit for tat.
Absolutely.
I don't understand it.
There's no lines. There's no boundaries. There's nothing off limits. For me, there is. And I think other people should be like that as well, because I've had it happen to me. But it's just like what I said earlier, Nate's mom, was when I say high school mentality, this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like it doesn't go anywhere at all. And if it's hard, I don't know if you've had it happen to you, but if something like that does happen, it's hard not to defend yourself, you know, and that's what she was doing, was defending herself against a channel that has a much bigger following than she does. You won't find that shit on other parts of YouTube. Other bigger YouTubers don't go after smaller YouTubers. It's not a thing. It's only a thing here because people live stream and need something to fucking talk about. It's not, I'm getting heated. It's not a thing. Like, it's not fair if you have certain amount of subscribers and go after someone who has way less than you do, and they don't live stream every single day. They don't have the following, because if you live stream at the same time every single day, you have a nation that's behind you that's going to listen to every single thing that you say. It's going to incite hate, and you know that. It's literally common sense.
And here's the thing. The whole thing that started this entire fiasco, and it is a fiasco that has snowballed and has involved so many people and has gotten so out of control, was when that particular YouTuber decided to take a 10-second video of TPB, and she got a little irritated and maybe said a cuss word to her son. And so here's my response to that. I have two children. One is almost 17 and one is 20, and she is in college. And I have a horribly foul mouth. So my children have heard me cuss way more than I would like to admit. We've all gotten irritated or upset with our children, and we've all said a cuss word around them or to them at some point. And if you say that you haven't done that, you're a liar. Most of us are just glad that nobody videotaped it and showed it to everybody. He had no right to post that video and critique TPB's parenting.
Nope. No one, first of all, I want to say this. No one is talking about that situation with that YouTuber. Just because something that he has done is being brought up doesn't mean that that part of his life needs to be brought up. And I don't want anybody to bring that up. No one's talking about that. That's not part of the discussion. Just don't put it in chat. Don't talk about it. Okay. It doesn't mean that every single time that something is brought up about him or what he does, that needs to be brought up. I want to say that.
Exactly. Thank you, Stephanie. Exactly.
And it also doesn't mean that something can never be addressed again because of that horrible situation. You know what I mean? Like, you're on YouTube. You chose to go after one of your subscribers, and now this is what's happening because of it. it can be addressed. It's public domain, period.
Exactly.
I mean, if I had a friend or a close family member, let's say, that decided to just pop up out of the blue one day, knock on my door, and walk in my house and start critiquing my parenting when I didn't ask for advice or anything of the sort. I mean, somebody I knew really well, I would be highly offended. And to put it on your channel and her other videos so that people can sit in there and laugh and mock her is disgusting. How long are we going to talk about it? How long? And I've said it over and over and over. If TPB stops talking about it, and if Ron stops talking about it, it will all go away.
Yep. I agree.
Oh,
and
Princess,
I want to say this. I'm talking about, I love Princess, you guys, and Ricky as well. But I want to say this. I'm not talking about any one particular parody. Any parody that was made that was making fun of TPB and her recovery, I think was gross, regardless of who made it. Very disgusting. Wait a minute. Let me see what that said.
By the way, Stephanie, that shirt with that hair, perfect match. You are a goddess.
Thank you.
at least, just for tonight, though. Just for tonight. And
Princess,
let me ask everybody in the room. Any of us who have had kids, even I swore in front of my son. Okay? How many of us as parents have actually cursed in front of our children more times than we care to count?
I have.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, the way I talk, can you imagine me talking normal in front of my son even for 10 minutes? It never happened. You know?
I mean, Ricky, I remember when I first got pregnant with my daughter, I was a paralegal, and I have an extremely foul mouth. And, you know, I was pretty far along in my pregnancy, and it was somebody's birthday or something. Everybody was having cake, and somebody made a joke and said, when when Princess Fortunate has her baby, the first word out of her mouth is going to be, you know, where's my fucking bottle? And you know, everybody laughed and laughed. And I went back to my desk and I cried because I thought, I felt so bad. But I mean, my children have heard me. I mean, you could offer my daughter $100 bill and beg her to say a cuss word. She won't do it. She hears me cuss all the time, but she doesn't. I don't understand.
And it's none of anybody's fucking business. Like, no one knows what she deals with. And no, TPB, I could not imagine what you deal with on a daily basis. I could not imagine. And I think you deal with it good. And I think you are strong and do everything that you can do in your power for your child. And no one can take that away from you. No, not one person can take that away from you.
Let me make something real clear.
Go ahead.
I know we're not talking about this subject, but I want to be very clear where I stand, because I'm sitting there talking about this person, and I want there to be a differentiation between what I think is happening with TPB and what is fueling that fire. TPB did not ask anyone to take up for her. TPB did not ask a large live streamer. I say large because I mean she has a lot of followers. I don't think when TPB walked in there, she realized that was going to be the topic of conversation. And when the conversation started going south, I typed into the chat, I will not be a part of this. It is wrong. And I left. I said, I'll come back when the subject is different. And that is exactly what I did. I left because I didn't agree with it. But what is happening to TPB, I think, is being fueled because of that. And I can say, honestly, that I don't think, and I'm not on Twitter, so I might be wrong, but the only people I hear bringing it up and talking about it are people from that side. Because, everybody wants to take sides. I don't hear anybody on this supposed quote unquote side discussing it. It's awful. I have lost a child myself. I would never in a million years talk about that, ever. But that does not give, any more than Trisha saying that she's bipolar, gives her the right to run around and act like a hateful, vindictive bitch and then blame it on her bipolar. Just because of what Ron's going through doesn't give him an automatic pass to be a complete asshole to TPB on a daily damn basis. Just block her, ignore her, and move on. I've never seen such childish behavior out of a man in my entire life. I haven't.
Princess, I totally agree with you. I totally do. But I will say, in defense of some people, it is kind of hard when, even though stuff may have happened months ago, that they're still getting harassed to it through emails and phone calls and text messages almost on a daily basis to this day. So, it makes it kind of hard for some people. And trust me, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Rick,
but I can understand your side too, Yeah,
I understand because, 2.5 years ago, my mother died. And 9 months before that, she retired. And almost immediately after she retired, we found out that she had brain cancer called glioblastoma, and there is no cure for it. And I took care of her for 9 months, and she died. It's 2.5 years later, and I still go to counseling multiple times a week to deal with that grief. But I don't walk into my husband's office and say, act like a total ass, and then say, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Forgive me for that. I'm just really upset because, I'm grieving. I mean, some days it's hard for me. And so I understand where he's coming from. Some days it's hard for me to even get my ass up out of the bed and take a shower and pretend to be productive. And my husband and my children have begged for their mother that they used to have to come back. And I'm trying real hard. But
God bless you, honey.
Well, and the chat's saying that we're still talking about it or whatever. I'm not talking about that situation at all. I think Princess Fortunate's point was that TPB had nothing to do with that, and that particular situation is why we are where we are now.
Yes,
that's why she brought it.
Yes, that is why I brought it up.
No one is dragging him. See, this is what happens, you guys. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and address this now. I don't know if he's watching this or not, but what happens is anytime anyone says somebody's name or brings anything up about them, people run to them. Hey, Amber. People run to them. And I was supposed to message you and I freaking forgot. I'm sorry. And say, hey, so-and-so is dragging you. Hey, so-and-so is dragging you. And this happens. I think this happens with Trisha. I think this happens with him. I think it happens with everyone on YouTube. Me, myself, personally, I just, I either don't even care, or if I want to see, I go and look for myself. And if I can't see it for myself, then I don't care. Like, I'm not going to go off of what someone says. Read your chat. Yes, he's being dragged in here. Okay.
No.
Wait a minute.
Let me correct myself, because I'm the one that said it. I said it. So blame it on me. I was just trying to put in context how all of this started. He showed the video. Katie.
Rachel, what are you talking about? No, what are you even talking about?
Who, me?
Actually, no, not you. I'm sorry. Rachel. She said that he asked me to stop saying his names, and I wouldn't. I don't think I've ever said his name in one of my videos, maybe in the past. But I messaged him and told him that I wouldn't address that, like anything to do with that anymore, because I knew he was going through a hard time, blah, blah, blah. So you have no idea what you're talking about, Rachel, at all. None whatsoever.
Look, Rachel,
Rachel, maybe you should go back to reading the National Enquirer.
Rachel, be mad at me.
Oh, thank you, Captain Honey.
What happened is horrible. It's horrific. I watched my mother grieve over her child that died, and she was an adult. And my mother actually literally said to me, if it wasn't for you and my grandchildren, I would kill myself. So I know what it feels like to watch somebody go through that grief. And he has a precious, adorable son at home who needs his daddy to be 100% physically, mentally, and emotionally. And you can believe me or not, but I say a prayer for Ron every single night. My heart breaks for what he's going through. And anyone who can make a mockery of it or interrupt his grieving process or whatever, it's vile. It is vile. I don't stand by that at all. So, Rachel,
okay, I want to change the subject.
You be mad at me. I only was trying to discuss the context of how this entire shitstorm got started. That's it.
We're all, first of all, like I've said before, we're all individuals. Stop this mob mentality. Everybody's a gang type situation. We all are individuals. We all make individual choices. We all decide what we support and what we don't support. And just because things are not said publicly does not mean that you support every single thing someone does, period.
Exactly.
Rachel, that is between Ron and Barbie, okay? If he asked her to stop and she didn't, that's between the two of them. You don't need to bring it in here and stir up trouble in here with it.
You know, everybody's pissed because they want Randy and B to get on and bash Katie to the wall. They're friends with her. And I've spoken with B. Trust me, she got her ass chewing in private because that's what friends do. They don't get on the internet and chew their friends' asses out. They call them on the phone and they talk to them about it privately. but I am begging each and every one of you. Do you know how many times TPB has been asked if she's a transvestite? I mean, how sick is that? I mean, just the questions that come out of people's mouth and the hate that come out of their mouth. And if I hear one more time about how she won that contest because it was out of pity, I'm literally going to lose my shit. Because, if they were going to pre-plan who they picked, don't you think they would pick a porch member?
Exactly.
And if you don't like it, have your own fucking contest and run it however you want, which he said he was going to do, and it's never happened. But do it whatever way you want. But
right.
STS is a really big supporter of Negs. And I think his constant criticizing of TPB winning that contest off of pity because she needed to pay her water bill or her light bill or whatever the hell it was is ridiculous. And I think it's a slap in his friends' faces for him to continually say it was a setup and they let her win out of pity. If one of my friends said that about me, I'd be mad.
Has anyone in this room ever heard Barbie sing?
I have.
Trust me, she won that contest fair and fucking square. Okay, she was the best singer they had. Yes, I admit, I watched the contest.
I mean, I just don't, I hate saying our side, their side, because I think that's ridiculous. But since that's the way they've chosen to term it, yeah, they all sit over there and talk about how they hate the mob mentality that they accuse us of having. But I sat there the other night. I had to call B on the phone and pull over on the side of the road because I was crying, shaking, and so upset after what I saw was going on. I didn't trust myself to continue to drive. It was sick. And so for people to say, oh, I like to go one-on-one, I don't like the mob mentality, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and 200 people run over to her chat to tell her to clean her house and, just all the vile, vicious bullshit they said to her that day, blows my mind. It just blows my mind. The hypocrisy is out of control.
Okay, all of these women speaking about all the hate TPP gets makes me laugh. They have no problems dragging others, TT, but act like the world has ended. Okay, Britain, once again, I don't talk about her on my channel. I'm the one having the live stream. I know there are people that do talk about her because she talks about people. I don't. So, I mean, what do you want me to say? Like, if they care about TPB, then they're going to say something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about? My chat is not working for some reason. Is that person talking about TT?
Yes, they were talking about how people are getting offended about TPB, but people talk about TT in the same way.
Well, TPB hasn't run around and hurt people and have a long line of victims in her path of destruction for people to talk about. I mean, it's like comparing apples and oranges, people. Come on. I'm not saying I don't want TT to have a friend or a life or anything like that. I just want her to stop her bullshit. But that's not what this is about. It's about TPB and the amount of bullying that she's getting. And it needs to stop. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I wonder if these people walk around in real life with a handful of stickers, and when they see people walk by and think, well, she looks like she's a pretty big bitch, do they write bitch on a sticker and then go stick it on the person so they know that they're a bitch?
That would be fun.
Wouldn't it? I think they need to start doing that. I mean,
hi, Kiki.
I just don't understand how people could come online and think because, they're not standing face to face with somebody that they can say whatever they want and that those words don't hurt. And I know TPB is hurting. And I just wish some of these people who are hating on her would take the time to get to know her.
What has she said about Ron? Like, people keep saying that she said this and she's talked like she does this to Ron. What has Trailer Park Barbie done to Ron? I would love to see that, because I'm tired of people saying she mentioned his name here. She said his name. She said his name. For fuck's sake, grow up. Who gives a fuck if somebody says somebody's fucking name? Like, what are you actually talking about?
I know what it is. See,
okay, Ricky.
Ron accepted her proposal, and Barbie decided she wasn't going to bring her knee pads and give Ron the pleasure because he said something nasty about her. That's why he's so pissed off.
Well, I honestly, I watched his live stream of his montage of, TPB saying his name. What I seen her say was, what I got out of it was that she felt like she was blocked. She couldn't defend herself. Please don't hurt me. Please don't, just, I seen her saying, like, please accept me back. Please don't. I don't know. I didn't see the things that everybody else said that she was saying. Yes, true, Stephanie,
she's hurt. And, she made two videos saying, please leave my name out of it. She made a video saying, hey, Ron, I saw that you were making amends with other people that you've hurt. Does that apply to me? Can we make amends? Can we be friends again? I mean,
actually, that was me. I was one of the people that she said, like you and Stephanie had a spat or what, had words or whatever, and she was in your subathon. Can we get that back to there? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I seen her just saying, like, accept me back is what I seen. I never have seen her drag anyone. Not saying that she hasn't. I've never seen it.
Exactly. And so, all I've seen is somebody who cared about another person and is very sad over the situation. And has made some videos, harmless videos. She wants to clear the air. And I left a comment one day and I said, sweetie, that is the sweetest video, but it's never going to happen. There are too many players, too much has happened, and you're never going to be able to go back. And I hate to say it, but you're going to have to let it go and move on and just forget like he exists. So for all the people that say, well, she keeps bringing his name up, I don't care if she brings his name up 50 times a day. All he has to do is ignore it. don't watch it. How does he know if he's not watching her videos? I mean, come on. It's not rocket science. Stop watching videos. Ignore her, and it will go away.
Didn't know TT either. Okay, but this right now, what I'm talking about is nothing to do with TT and what she and TT have said to each other or about each other. Hey, Mama Cat, this has nothing to do with that.
That's
nothing
between them.
Nothing whatsoever. This, to me, the point was that a lot of mean shit has came her way because of the spotlight that she's been getting on his YouTube channel.
Exactly.
Okay, Britton, I'm looking at you. Hey, Stiller. And that's the thing. Only thing I ever seen was her literally saying, Ronnie, Ronnie. Like, so Sam, you said that she says what's right or wrong. So you think that it's okay, or you think that it's warranted if someone says your name, to, especially if you have a much larger channel, to incite a hate mob to their channel or to them.
Hi, in your dreams. Oh, by the way, Stephanie, where'd you get that damn shirt? Everybody's wanting to know, and Amber's going to go nuts if you don't tell her.
I got it for $5 at Ross. Ross is my favorite store. I'm good, Taylor. How are you? Okay, because of all the hate that was given to TT, it changed our community and desensitized us to each other's feelings. Okay, I mean, okay, she can't tell Ron what is bad enough for him to get to the point where he had to block her. Y'all are forgetting everything that led up to the blocking. I don't know that part, Sam, and I can't get that part. But only thing that I can go off of is what I've seen after the fact. And I don't know. I just know from the first time I talked to her, she was hurt by him. And that's the only thing that I've ever heard from her was hurt. And I don't think it's fair. I just don't think it's fair.
I mean, I've had it explained to me ad nauseum what happened that led up to, all of this. And like I said, so what? I mean, it doesn't mean that she deserves the hate she receives on a daily basis. So much hate that she feels that she has to close the comment section down on her videos to stop the hate from coming. I mean, how long are we going to talk about it?
And here's another thing, too. I can only personally go off of my interactions with said channel, said moderators in that channel, said chat, okay? I got blocked for literally asking a question. I mean, I got put in timeout 3 times within like 2 minutes for saying what article. That's all I was trying to ask. And I got put in timeout over and over and over again for nothing. And I've seen it happen time and time and time again. Not saying it's him. Maybe it's his mods. So it's not far-fetched for me to think that she didn't do much of fuck all to get blocked from his chat. And I haven't seen anything contrary to that. Why is TT even getting brought up? Because I have no idea. I have no clue. I agree, Tilly. I agree. I can only go by my personal experience. That's it. I didn't say you did, Britton. No, I didn't say you did. There are people that do. There's people that blindly follow almost every YouTuber, right? And what happens is if you say certain things, they're just going to go after that person no matter what.
Yeah, that Britain dude was the one bringing up TT.
Yeah, Sam, I can only go by what hey, Obi, what I have personally.
Hey, Obi, how you doing, darling?
From him, and also on Twitter. Like, he's blocked me twice already, and I'm blocked now. And the 2 times, I'm a person that if I see something that I don't agree with, I say it. Most of the time, I just fucking say it. Like, that's just how I am. Yep. And I even agree with people in my community, and I say it. And like, it just is the way that I am. And every time that I've ever disagreed with them, block, block, block. Every single time without fail. So that's the only thing I can go off of. Not dragging anyone, just saying what I have personally seen with my own 2 eyes.
Here's a video, and I'm not going to say the name of the person who left this, not a video, a message to TPB. And I think this speaks volumes. The person said, what kind of drugs did her mother do when she was pregnant? This chick is missing some chromosomes, maybe suffering from Fragile X. Who says that shit?
Thank you, Ashley. Rachie, I don't know, Princess Fortunate. That's like, it's like the things that have been said to her are like the same things are said to me, and I know she's strong, but I just feel like she has a lot more to deal with on a daily basis than I do. I think she's a lot more emotionally invested in things than I am. And I think it hurts her, and it's just mean. The shit that's said, it's just fucking mean. Yeah. That doesn't even matter, TPB. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter. Like, in my opinion, someone that says something like that about you and doesn't know you personally, I have something on my shirt. Is that a hole? That they have a problem with themselves. They're not happy with themselves. That's the only thing I can come up with, because I see certain people saying mean things over and over and over and over. They even at one time said these same mean things about Ron himself. They're just not nice people. And I think that they are not happy, and they lash out and they treat people. But the problem that I have with this is that they get support for doing these mean, awful things. You know what I mean? Like, people cheer them on, and it's just awful. And I wanted to say this too. Rachie's take, I know she did say that. I don't agree with that personally. That's some people do have an obsession with her and going after her. I think we're moving beyond that as a community, I hope. Okay, then let's all stop. I agree, Sam. I agree 100%. Thunderdome.
I've tried to go over to his channel multiple times, and I've left messages, and every response I've gotten has been negative. I have one printed, and it was about the contest. And I said, what does it matter? It's just a contest for fun. It's not American Idol. You can all say what you want. It's your opinion. But the reason that you have your opinions is because of your dislike of her. But your whining and moaning very much makes it look like your butt hurt. Stop trying to make it was supposed to be fun, and you're making it into unnecessary drama, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And his response to me was, one novel later and I'm pathetic.
Have a good night, Sassy Cat.
Sam, same. I think the problem is that a lot of people have a problem hearing opinions that differ with their own. I think it keeps things interesting. I like to, I think it keeps things interesting. I like to hear people's opinions that aren't mine, because then, I don't know, it's just boring to have an echo chamber around you all the time. Like, oh yeah, like, yes, everything that you say is right. No, nobody's right all the time. Nobody knows everything that, you know what I mean? Like,
no, and
I am.
Shut up, Ricky.
I've had some amazing conversations. I had some amazing conversations in TPB's chats with people who had a different opinion than mine. And we went back and forth, and we had lovely discussions like adults, and agreed to disagreed. And by the time we got done talking, we were all like, hey, it was so nice to meet you. I hope I see you around again sometime. What a fresh, breath of air to be able to disagree, but talk civilly to somebody without name calling and dragging people through the mud. And Sam, I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a compliment or negative. I think it was a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that it is. I think she's right about people are intimidated by people that have opinions, that are willing to express their opinions, that have a personality like ours. And I think that's what she's trying to say.
Yes, absolutely.
I concur.
I'm very level-headed. I try to be level-headed. It doesn't always happen. Like, I'm human. But if I'm mad about something, I try not to stream about it at the time. I try to think about it for a few days beforehand. Like, I do try to do that, because doing anything in haste doesn't get you anywhere. Has family tragedy. Some people feel that Ron's conduct is not to be criticized. This atmosphere where he is not responsible for his heinous action is mind-blowing. I don't know. I've never lost a child. I don't know. I can't speak about that at all. I think that's something that you don't know until you're in that situation, how you would deal with it. She's the level one. I'm the impulsive one. You're pretty good, Amber, I think. I mean, you're better than me. That's the only way you'll get my ass live, is if I get really pissed off, really amused. Well, I don't know. I try. I don't want to hurt anyone. You know what I mean? Like, even if they hurt me, I don't want to hurt them. Do I? Have I retaliated before? Yeah, I have. But I don't want to hurt anybody, because at the end of the day, two wrongs don't make a right, But fuck, sometimes it's fucking hard.
Well, it is, Stephanie, you're right. It is hard. This is the real world, and not everybody is always going to like everybody else, and that's fine. But you can be civil to the person, without going into a chat, having somebody say something hideously horrible about TPB and saying, so-and-so, that was a really hateful comment. And the person telling me, well, hateful but true. And I said, just because something pops into your head, blank, doesn't mean it needs to come out of your mouth. And the thing on YouTube is, if you're not live streaming and you're chatting or you're leaving a comment, and I've been guilty of it too. So, anybody who wants to call me out and say I'm a hypocrite or whatever, go right on ahead. Because we've all been guilty of letting our emotions get out of control and say things and type things that we wish we hadn't.
Absolutely.
And I'm guilty of it too. And, but it's not just, it's on YouTube. It's not just thinking it. You have to actually think the thought and then type it out with your little fingers. You have a chance to reread it. And then there's a button that you have to push to send the comment. So there is a lot more steps. It's not like you can say, oh, I just blurted that out of my mouth. No, you didn't.
And here's another thing that I have a problem with personally. Okay. I don't think it's okay to have a live stream about someone and, attack them, whatever. But I do think it's different when you go after someone time and time again. And then.
Yes.
You've always been fair with me. Shit, my eyes are blurry. Okay. Well, I try, Sam. I try. But to go time and time again, I don't think it's okay, no matter who the recipient is. You can get out what the fuck you need to say in one live stream and then let it be. You don't have to have this back and forth all the time bullshit. And I know that this part of YouTube, that's what people do. But when people are being hurt, that's when it's not okay.
Well, Amber, that wasn't polite.
Dicks out broken coffee mugs and unfunny parodies. That's funny.
You wouldn't want mine to, trust me.
I guess from now on, I'm just going to have to,
not much to say.
Stay in people's chats, like yours, like Amanda's, like Ricky's, like Uber's, and like Randy and B's, those type of people, because this stuff it's just sickening. And here's the part that and I told you this last night, Stephanie, when we talked, the part that really blows my mind is that a lot of these women are in their 40s or older. I know you're not that old, but a lot of us are. And
right.
They have children, and some of these people have grandchildren.
Right.
And they come on to the internet and talk and act like gangster wannabe hood rats. And does it make them feel like a badass to pretend they're something that they're not on the internet?
I think they get something out of it. I think that they get something out of it that who knows what it is, whether it's a high, whether it's attention, high from the attention. I think they 100% get something out of it. Trump perverts.
I mean, back to the main topic of this conversation. If people could just, TPB doesn't want to be YouTube famous or anything like that. She has clearly stated it is a social media outlet for her to talk to other people and to meet people from different places and, etc. And, leave the girl alone and just let her do her thing. Leave her alone. And if you're bullying anybody else, stop it. What are you getting out of it? What is your payoff for doing that? Do you sleep better at night after you know that you've gone around and bashed a bunch of people all day? I mean, what's the payoff for torturing somebody? And then let me tell you what's going to happen, Stephanie. this bullying is going to go too far one day.
Absolutely.
And somebody is going to do something really tragic. And then every one of those people who were bullying that person is going to throw their hands up in the air and say, well, I didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't cause it.
That's why part of the reason why I have chosen to not continue my channel the way that it was going, because if anything ever happened to someone negatively and I thought I ever had anything to do with it, I couldn't live with myself, and it's not worth it to me. So I wish more people would see it like that, and because then maybe it wouldn't be, it would not be such a hard discussion to have from our side when things like this happen, if there wasn't that perceived notion that people are attacking TT. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Good night, Sam.
My daughter had a really horrible experience her senior year in high school. And it was, over somebody she was dating. Anyway, had a conversation with this mother who was just out of control rude. And anyway, my daughter was so upset and so hysterical over the situation of what happened that I was literally afraid to go to bed and leave her in there alone all night long, because I didn't want to wake up the next morning to something tragic. And so I went in there and slept with her to make sure she was okay. It's a scary thing to go through. My dad tried to commit suicide, and
I just missed it.
People, just think before you type, and I'm guilty of it too. But I'm going to start really thinking really hard what I type and what I say before I push that button, because you don't know what kind of day that person is having. You have no idea what their real life is like. You have no idea what the challenges that they face on a daily basis are. And your shitty comment might just be the thing that pushes them over the edge. And it really isn't that hard to be nice. It's not.
Wait, but can that person control the things at the mall that likely contribute to the panic attacks? No.
But Evelyn, what you can do is, if you know the certain areas of the mall where you mostly have panic attacks, you can try your best to avoid those areas. I know in the mall it's going to be hard, but you can try. I guess is the best I could say. And by the way, Stephanie, I wanted to say that the new direction of your channel is awesome.
Thank you. I just needed to, and I know like some people got to, get upset or whatever and say I'm changing. But I never want to be a part of something that is hurting anyone, and I mean, Ron included, this was not to drag him at all. It's just sometimes you have to stand up for what is right. And for me, that is right to stand up for her. Hey, Mariska.
Stephanie, I agree 100%. This had nothing to do with, dragging Ron or his grief. Every time I think of it, it breaks my heart. And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And so if people are harassing him about that, that needs to stop too. Just stop it. Stop. but I have to stand up for what's right. And the topic tonight is TPB and the amount of hate that she's getting. And it just really, really needs to stop. She doesn't deserve it. Just let her do her channel. Let her do her own thing. And if you don't like her, as TT says, you don't have to watch.
Right. It is true. It is true, though. Like, it's funny and like people make fun of it, but it is true. Like, people choose to watch and be upset by something for what? Like, that's what I had to come to terms with myself. And it's the same way with them. But I do think that there are a particular group of people that have went after him. They've went after me. They've went after a lot of people in this community. But there's a particular group of people that attack people and get something out of it. I don't know what it is because I don't get something out of hurting people, so I can't relate. But it's totally it's something they're doing. They're lashing out. It makes them maybe not think about their own shitty lives. I don't know what it is. No one would know unless they told us what it was. But there's a reason, because it's the same people over and over and over again saying, just mean comments to people. And I don't even want to say, I don't go out of my way to say mean comments to anyone,
Yeah. Yeah. And
I think, Rebecca, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tilly. I'm sorry. Just know, Tilly, listen.
Chaos, you're hilarious.
Always remember, you guys, that if I'm being fair in that situation, that if you're put in the same exact situation and you don't deserve it, then I'll be there to have your back as well. Just know that.
Let me tell you something about Stephanie. I had no idea that I was going to pop onto her live stream the other night, because I never had any intention of making videos or going on a panel or doing any of that stuff. And something happened, and I was very upset about it. And this girl stayed up till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning fixing it before she re-uploaded the video, so that part, that small snippet would be edited out. So if Stephanie tells you she's going to do something, she is a woman of her word. I have nothing but respect for you, Stephanie. And if she says she's going to do it, she does it.
Now, Tilly, I didn't say that. If you're going to be an asshole, then I'm going to tell you you're being an asshole.
Well, that's true too. Stephanie, the truth teller.
Yes, I love you. Does Paxil help a lot? Oh, I don't know. I've never taken antidepressants, but I think that I might need to. I don't know. And if Donna hates me, no, she does not.
TPB, you're so funny. Yes, if the one lesson we can all learn from TT is change the channel if you don't like it, then she's done at least one good thing, right?
There you go.
We can all agree that that's
there you go.
One, one tick mark for TT right there.
Yeah, what Amber said. The way people treat others is a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves. So when you all see people acting that way and you're like, what the hell? Like, how? Just know that there's something in them that they, thank you, Aunt Mimi, something in them that they're upset about. And I'm not saying that it excuses anyone's behavior, because it doesn't. But it just stay away from those particular people if you feel that way about them,
Steph, I'll be right back.
Chaos. You're hilarious.
Thank you, Posh Puppy.
I'm trying to read the chat. Stephanie's being too fair and she's pissing me off.
I'm going to get spanked.
And see, that was the whole thing with Sweet Meadow the other night. Getting upset. Stephanie came in late to that chat and she was just trying to catch up and understand what was going on. and the whole thing blew up into one big clusterfuck.
I actually predicted in my mind, because I just knew how it was going to go, but I just wanted to prove a point that just because it is a certain person or a certain thing, that if someone is, I don't know, it's still not right. And I just seen it the other yesterday on Twitter, the same freaking thing. Like, I'm going to say this, you guys, it comes across as being mean girls sometimes, like, I don't know. It's just, it's mind boggling to me.
I don't do Twitter because I just don't think I want to see all the nonsense. I just don't. There's enough of it on YouTube. I just don't know that. I'm sure I'm missing a lot, but that's fine. Pretty Pete, I have to tell you that when I saw you post that link the other day, I clicked on it, and I know you know what I'm talking about. And I laughed so hard I thought I was going to pee in my pants. And I showed it to my husband, and I was talking to my cousin, who also happens to be my best friend. And they're not super religious anymore, but her husband used to be a minister when he was in the military. And I was like, please, please, please go show this to Howard, because I got to hear what his reaction is. Anyway, I've watched it no less than 10 times, and it's pretty freaking funny. So thank you.
Now I need to know what you're talking about. You need to send me that link. I like to be fair, but I'm nosy too.
we're
That's so dumb, Mariska. Mariska, the language barrier, it's hard to shut up, Amber. But the language barrier, it's hard to catch sarcasm. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Mariska.
Yes, you are.
And you know what? I just want to say one more thing. I think each and every one of us is guilty of learning in chats that we don't want to be caught typing in because of screenshots, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We all learn. I learned. We all learn.
Yep.
So for people, I was in Takedown Man's chat that night. I was learning. I wanted to know what the hell he had to say.
Yep.
Because I'm a nosy bitch.
Same.
TPB, made a couple of comments, but what people need to understand is that she has a sarcastic sense of humor that gets taken wrong. So for all the people calling her out about being in that chat, my question to you is, what the hell were you doing in that chat? I also think that if you're not on a live stream talking, it's very hard when you're typing via a text, a comment, or in a chat sometimes to understand the tone of what the person means, because you can't hear the tone inflection. Yep. And so it's up to you to decipher if it's a shitty comment or not.
Right. Just like if I said, get out of here, right? Or if I said, get out of here, like, it's totally different. Same exact sentence in typing, but the tone is lost in chat.
Absolutely.
Inspector Gadget here. No.
Right, like Becca's gonna bully anybody. She's too sweet.
Inspector Gadget.
Forever late. True. The thing about that cracks me up. I mean, I think it's hilarious. Like, someone commented on my video. I'm like, when I had the live stream and you came on, Princess Fortunate, and Seabreeze came on or whatever, and they were like, I'm trying to see what your point of this was. Like, are you investigating like Judge Judy? And I was like, well, if finding out the truth and sticking up for someone if it wasn't true makes me Judge Judy of all day long, I'll be that. Like,
absolutely.
Like, it's so funny because I ask questions and want to know the truth. Like in my mind, I would want to, that's why I respect Obi in the way that she does her videos, because I feel like she looks at things the way that I like to look at things. And if that makes me a bad person for asking questions, regardless of the situation, I've believed shit before. Pay me like Judge Judy, true. But I've listened to things in the past long ago and believed things that just simply were not true. And I just don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
A bullied bully. To be honest, she said she doesn't feel comfortable typing in some chats, and I don't blame her. I mean, I don't blame her. You know, like I've seen people say that she was trying to get information DMs, that she's a mole in my chat trying to get information for Trisha. It's just, it's not even worth it for her to type in my chat, in my opinion. Like, I think it's crazy the way that she gets treated. Not saying.
Are we talking about?
Yeah, not saying that she's perfect. No one's perfect. I'm just saying, why can't we be the bigger people and make it a good community for when things do go wrong, if they do with Trisha, that they feel safe coming over here and they don't look at us like we're the assholes in the situation. Because you got to think, these people are newer to what's going on, and all they see is kind of validating what she says, right? I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable in my chat. I don't.
Here's my thing, Steph, too. And, you know, when I was in TPB's chat and I parked my ass there for a couple of weeks, you know, I said, you know, I have a life outside of YouTube. And, you know, my husband and I, you know, have a business. I have children. I have things going on. I can't sit on YouTube 24/7. And
right.
So I'll bring up an example. Okay. And this is not to bash Katie at all. But when Katie found out that a bunch of us were going into Kirsty's live streams, I wasn't here when that happened. I didn't know about it. I hadn't heard about it.
Right.
So I had no idea. So the point I'm making with that, and when she was like, you know, well, fuck you all. You know, if you go in there, you know, you can't be in here. And I know we're well past that, and she doesn't care who goes into Kirsty's chat. I'm using it as an example.
Right.
I like Katie. I think she's very funny. I think she made a poor choice that day. But I don't have time to keep up with who likes who and who's fighting with who and who said what about who,
right.
and who I am and am not allowed to go into their chats, and, you know, who else might be in there that's going to see me and tell on me. You know, that's a bunch of high school or junior high school bullshit, and I don't have time to keep up with it, nor do I want to keep up with it, nor should anyone else keep up with it. You know, your beef with someone is your beef.
Right.
It's not my fight. And I shouldn't be expected to jump into the middle of your fight, because you know what happens? Let's pretend that Stephanie and Amanda get into a raging fight, and I decide to jump into the middle of it because I love them both. I jump in the middle of it and I take Stephanie's side, and Amanda is pissed as hell at me because I took Stephanie's side. Well, when Stephanie and Amanda make up, who's left holding the bag looking like an ass?
Right.
Not Stephanie, not Amanda, me. I'm the one stuck looking like an ass.
Video that fight, please. Live stream. Yeah,
so, you know, just, you know, you want to fight with somebody, go fight with them, but don't go bully somebody because somebody that you're subscribed to doesn't like them. That's the most immature, ridiculous behavior I have ever witnessed out of grown adults. It's shocking.
Yep. And like I typed in Kirsty's chat the other day because like everybody is saying that TT's trying to be better for court and she's putting on a show and blah, blah, blah. Well, here's my take on that. My take is, so fucking what if she is? Let her do it. Why do we, this side, have to be the ones to say, have to keep, my thing is, if we keep at it, then it makes us look bad, in my opinion. Like, if she's going to fuck up because she's going to fuck up, then let her do it. We don't have to keep pointing it out over and over and over, is my point.
Absolutely. And let me say this. There are multiple people waiting in line with lawsuits against TT.
Yep.
So this isn't the only one she's going to have to go through. And the judge and the DA don't give a rat's ass what she's doing online right now. What they give a rat's ass about is what happened between her and Crystal. So she can sit there and act innocent all damn day, and it's not going to matter.
Yep.
It's just not. It's about her and Crystal.
And that's the part that I don't understand is the pointing it out over and over and over and talk about it over and over and over. And in my opinion, it doesn't validate what she's saying, but it just makes it look worse than it is. I mean, like, Ricky, for instance, has been through hell and back with her, like hell and back, and he doesn't talk about her every day.
But may I say something?
You sure can. Sure.
I do want to point out to everybody that if you file charges with the FBI, because see, here in Florida, for internet shit, we can't go to the local police department because they don't handle it. We have to file with the FBI. Trust me, I know this for a fact. They can take a long time because I'm still waiting to hear from them from what I filed against someone this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think they changed the laws, though. I do think they changed the laws, Ricky. You might want to look back into that. Because I know that now, like, death threats and stuff like that are taken more seriously, and the FBI changed some things. I don't know what, but you might want to look back into that.
I send them copies twice a week.
Okay. In this chat complains hypocrisy, while there are right now another chat doing the same thing they just complained about.
David Bowie's gone. Now you got Frankenhooker.
For fuck's sake. That's what I told you, Stephanie. It's tit for tat. You go low, I'll go lower. We're the bad guys. We're the mob mentality. Blah, 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 blah. I'm so sick of hearing it that I'm almost at the point of logging off and never coming back.
The thing about it is, it's like I told you on the phone, it is what it is. It's not going to change. People enjoy it. In this community, especially, people enjoy it. They're going to support it for sure. Embry, I'll give you a Snickers. Don't feed
that. The Snickers, I'll bring you a chocolate pie.
I can't.
Kelly, that was very big of you. I read your comment that you were stomped on and you forgave. And that's what adult people do. And Mariska and Chaos, yes, the nerve of me to have a life outside of YouTube.
Oh, Chaos, I didn't think you heard that.
I have a whole lot of nerve.
The time when I can't stand it anymore. Right, Papa Ray? And what I do, I just don't watch the people that piss me off. Literally that simple. I just don't watch them. I did for a while.
Okay. I gotta say this. I said something I thought was under my breath, but apparently a few people heard it. The word Frankenhooker. It's actually an old movie on VHS. I doubt if it's on DVD yet, but
were you talking
it's like
about
Frankenstein?
I'm so offended.
No,
I'm picking.
I took off my makeup and I said, say goodbye to David Bowie. Now you have to deal with Frankenhooker. And I thought I said it under my breath, but apparently Chaos and a few other people heard it.
We just talked about why people bully. We have to let it go. Let it go. I'm like, I don't care what people say about me, guys. I don't care who's talking about me live streaming. I called it before it happened. It's
No
literally
problem, Donna.
what's going to happen in this part of YouTube.
Stephanie, please don't quit your day job.
Oh, no. I could sing like Mariah Carey. You all just don't know it yet. Not really.
Hey, Rebecca, are you
I want to hear that.
Like my son is like, please stop. Don't do it ever again. And he was 2 at the time.
Rebecca, are you still here,
my
honey?
husband always says, you can't sing, but you know all the words. So
Night Violet. Right. Give it a good go.
That's right.
I do think people need to let it go, but here's the thing. Everybody always has to have the last word. I had to get over that myself. And when I did, things calmed down for me. So I would say to Valerie, if at all possible, do not address anything and it will go away eventually. We all have your back. Everybody loves watching you. So try not to address it at all.
If anybody has a Kit Kat, I'm real hungry.
I love Kit Kats.
Oh, by the way, Rebecca, I want to tell you the purple hair dye is coming. I ordered it. It's in China.
Where do you order yours from?
Amazon, but the Mofajang hair wax I put in my hair comes from China, so it takes a couple months.
Oh, it's not.
So your birthday present's gonna be real late, Rebecca.
We can all sound. Wait, let's see how it's shown me how ridiculous we can all sound, me included. Right, Donna? I agree 100%. Yeah, I agree. I think that the thing about it is most people want a reaction because it gets people in your chat, gives you something to talk about for a long time. People are going to watch. People are going to react. They're going to have emotional reactions to what you're saying. You just have to try not to respond, to give them anything to go, because after a while, they're going to look like the asshole and not you if you're not responding, because they're just going to be attacking you over and over and over.
Yeah.
Rebecca.
And you know what? That's a lesson I'm having to learn right now, is to keep a big fat mouth shut and not type in comment sections my opinions. I just really need to stop.
Oh, Obi, I missed what you said.
You know what I mean?
It's like you're a sex phone operator. She calls you all the time.
Unless it's a positive.
I am. Oh, wow. Cool. Thank you.
But yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I agree. It is hard. And it's hard to see people that you see hurting and feel like they can't really take up for themselves, just to sit back and not say something,
Yeah.
So Obi, what are you wearing, darling? Is it nice and tight? Can you take it off?
I'm a foul on
Twitter
when someone pisses in my cornflakes.
The whole, well, have you apologized? And, you did. I mean, just stop it.
Here's the thing.
Person and put a stop to it.
You have to choose to do it yourself. And everybody wants the last word. Everybody, if they hear their name, like you can mention somebody's name one time, and if you ever had beef with them ever, then they're going to make a whole live stream about you. You know what I mean? Because it's just easy content. It's easy. There's no work that goes into it. There's no preparation that goes into it. Yes, Ricky talked dirty to us. It's just so easy that people, all you got to do is run your mouth. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, my questions to some of these people in
Me?
TBT's chat is, have you watched her videos? Do you know her? Have you had a one-on-one conversation with her? I mean, and I go through and do you know that she has a son that has issues and also has RADs and frequently beats up on her? Do you know XYZ? Blah, 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 on and on. And I'm like, you know what? I'm sure the answer to all of those questions is no. So before you start judging her, why don't you get to know her first? And of course, I get no reply because what are they going to say? No, I don't fucking know her. I just came over here to bash on her because somebody told me to.
They don't care. That's the thing. The particular people that I have in mind don't care. They don't say my name. Okay. They don't care. They just do it. It could be anyone, literally anyone, and they'll talk about it. They don't have to know them. Talk about the same people that call me Inspector Gadget and talk about that I live streamed in my bathroom. Don't know fuck all about me. You know what I mean? Like, they don't care.
Well, as long as you weren't on the toilet taking a dump, who cares?
I was not. If I was, I had my
it's
camera
nobody's
off.
fucking business if you were streaming from the bathroom.
But that my point is that these are the kind of people that we're dealing with, and they truly, truly do not give a fuck, and they don't have they don't have a heart, in my opinion.
You know what it shows me? It shows me that their real life must be so miserable that they have to come online and make somebody feel just as hideously awful.
Agreed.
That makes me think.
I
Because
agree.
I don't understand why else you would do it. Or maybe people were raised differently than me. I don't know. My husband asks me all the time. He's like, why? I haven't watched TV in months. I mean, YouTube is full of, drama and whatever. And he said, why do you watch that negative, hateful stuff? And first I got defensive and I said, don't judge me.
Right.
Just mind your own business. It's no different than watching a TV show. And then I said to him, and this is the truth, I watch it because, first of all, there's some live streamers who actually have good content, and I enjoy hearing what they have to say. And I said, but the other part of it, for the wackos, the nut jobs, and the drama, I watch it because it's just like I watch, shows about serial killers. I am so intrigued by the psychology behind what makes their mind work the way it works.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm never going to figure it out.
Nope.
But that's why I watch it.
You're not supposed to.
Ashley.
Right.
There's a reason for that, Ashley. Because we're allowed to have opinions. It was said today.
Well, in my opinion, I think is way overused most of the time by most people.
You need a giggle dick.
Just in my opinion.
Chaos, I want to be Amber. Amanda, I'm sorry. I would like to be Amanda too.
Yeah, and that's the thing about
Chaos
it.
getting answers, yes.
People are going to say whatever they, like when they're mad, they're going to say whatever they can see about you because they don't know you. You know what I mean? They don't know you personally. So that's why she has said that she's a recovering addict. That's why they go after that. And then, like, I seen that her bed wasn't made and someone said how dirty her trailer was or something like that. People are just ridiculous.
Well, because I'm not gonna. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Anytime, honey.
It's crappy. It's shitty, and I'm not gonna do it. Um.
Good save, Princess. But
somebody made a comment.
Like I said, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that she has somewhere suitable for her and her son to live. Period. Doesn't go any deeper than that. Nothing past that is anyone's fucking business. Period. Right, Evelyn? I had to come to terms with that because I honestly seen people supporting fuckery, and I was like, really? Like, how do people support this shit? But then, I had to come to terms with they get something out of it too. The people that watch get something out of it because I watched these YouTubers at one time as well. So I can't judge people, even though I wanted to so much for, supporting the shit, but then it's not going to stop. I don't think it's not going to go away. They have to have something to talk about.
If you want to judge somebody, judge them all you want in your own head. It doesn't mean it needs to come out of your mouth.
I agree. Well, I agree 100%. What'd you say, Ricky?
One thing I've learned is that I have a few of, I hate to say the name, TTs, former and current mods who come into my streams, watch my videos, and I'll admit, because of who they were supporting. But then one day in someone else's stream, I forgot whose, Nikki Rev was in there, and she apologized to me. We apologized, and gladly in her streams. And just because they support somebody doesn't necessarily mean that they're as nasty as the person they're supporting. And I gotta say, I'm very grateful for a couple of those people who have become my friends in the meantime.
Yep, exactly.
I wish since I decided to give them a chance.
Like some people don't like Nikki. You brought Nikki up. She's never done anything to me personally. I don't know like what she's done in the past, but from what I've seen, I've never seen her say anything shitty to anyone. Maybe she has. I'm not saying she hasn't. I have never witnessed her being shitty to anyone, but I've heard a hell of a lot said about her. A hell of a lot.
Well, she has responded to people trashing her, though.
Well, I mean, but everybody does that. I've never seen her go out of her way to be mean to someone.
Are we talking about Seabreeze?
No, Nikki Rev is who I was just.
No, but Seabreeze is another lovely woman, though.
Agreed. And I see it like right now, like if Nikki wanted to type in my chat, she's more than welcome because I've never seen her be mean. She's definitely never went out of her way to be mean to me, and I've never went out of my way to be mean to her. But I do know that people that used to come in my chat would call her ugly names that I didn't think was okay, but it did happen, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, my highlight. My highlighter is the highlighter that I put on the other day, the Wet n Wild one. That's $4. I don't know the name of it right now, but I didn't think it was good at first because it was kind of hard, but now that I'm like into it, it's awesome. All of those Wet n Wild $4 highlighters are great.
Nikki and Donna. Who's Donna?
Seabreeze. That's her name.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, Chaos. I agree with you. You can be in a chat with somebody that you don't like and be civil or just say nothing to them at all. But then I saw your comment where you said, I've said unfair things about Nikki, and for that, I apologize. Well, let me tell you a short story. Tony Y made a video about Nikki is not my favorite person in the world. I subscribed to her, and I tried very hard to watch some of her videos. And that taking her glasses off and on thing just drives me nuts. And I unsubscribed from her a long ago. And this video Tony Y made saying how she was being viciously harassed.
How do you say hello, Bob in French?
By Positive Bluebird. And
there's no
she
French word for
commented
Bob?
on the video and said, thank you, that was so sweet, or whatever. So I contacted Tony separately, and then I made a very sweet comment replying to her comment. So I know she got an email and saw what the comment was. And I said, Nikki, I don't remember if I've ever said anything mean to you. But if I have, I apologize. And I don't think that anybody should be trashed or bashed or banned or treated like crap because of who they choose to associate with.
Right. I agree.
And if done that, I'm sorry. Tony deleted the comments. Nikki never responded. And then a couple of days later, I catch her in a chat, and I took a screenshot of something else that was going on. And when I went back and looked at it, I saw she had written a comment that said, Princess Fortunate is one of my biggest trolls. Okay, I have one account.
Right.
Fortunate. I have a big ass mouth, and if I have something to say, I'm going to say it under my one account with my big ass mouth. And I thought, why would she say that about me? I haven't been to her channel. I haven't left any comments. I don't know what she's talking about, but it made me mad. So I went in and I left a comment, and I said, I saw that you said XYZ, and that's untrue, and I think you owe me an apology. To which, again, she ignored me. So I'm like, you know what? F it. I deleted the comment. Well, apparently she was hanging out over on the porch the other night, and she got kicked out. And I will admit, I was in there lurking. I wasn't typing in the chat, but I was lurking because they've been doing a lot of shit talking lately. And they kicked her out. They kicked her out.
Got kicked off the porch?
She got kicked off the porch because she was caught in Yama and MFW's podcast stream, and then came over to STS. And so basically they told her to get the F out and don't come back. If she was going to go over there and do that, they didn't want her on the porch. So she makes this video, and she was humiliated and embarrassed, and I can understand that.
Right.
Crying. And I can't see other people cry and not cry myself.
Right.
And so I wrote her a very sweet comment, and I said, Nikki, I'm so sorry about what happened. Honey, please don't cry, because I can't see somebody else cry and not cry myself. And what happened to you was wrong, and yada, 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 yada. I never got a response, never a reply. I went to her channel and I looked, and she acknowledged every single comment under that video with the exception of mine. And so finally I just deleted it. I deleted the comment, and I'm like, you know what? I give up. And so the other night when you had your live stream, I called her out about being in Randy and B's chat. And, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but if anybody has any advice, I don't know what to, I'm not losing any sleep over Nikki Breb not liking me.
Here's my opinion. I think because, okay, she goes off of what Titi says a lot, which she shouldn't do, but that's her friend. And you don't use a picture or whatever. So I do think that she looks, how do I say this without sounding mean? Because I'm not trying to be mean, but she does look for trolls and for people that are trolling her, and talks about it a lot. I've seen her do that. Like me, I just don't pay them any attention whatsoever. So I think that to her, it's kind of flattering. But she obviously has you mistaken. I think maybe she listened to what TT has said in the past. And I think if she would talk to you, maybe, you all could talk about that, because she's obviously wrong. Is Tony Y in here? I don't see his comments. I don't see him.
Well, if I feel so inclined, I will do that. At this point, like I said, I'm not losing any sleep over it. Because TT has accused me of being her serial emailer, and I wouldn't email that psycho if my life depended on it, where she had what my real name or any information about me was. I don't care enough about her to do that. She also, this is the funniest part, thinks that I am Liar Lolita, and I'm not.
Right.
And then she thought I was somebody named Princess Arlie Goodrich. So, Nikki may be confused.
I think so. I think she believes a lot of what TT says, and she probably thinks that's you. You know what I mean? All those different accounts, and it's just not true.
Right. Well,
I think who, me, Mariska? I had you blocked. No, Nikki, I think is who she's talking about.
I want everybody to stop, including myself, being afraid of where they can and cannot go,
right?
What they can and cannot say, who's got beef with who, all of it. It just needs to stop. Somebody else has beef with somebody, that's their fight to fight. But I'm a grown-ass woman, and I'm going to go where I want and say what I want, and I'm going to be friends with who I want. I hope everybody else does the same. I hope the bullying that TPB is getting slows down or stops. I sure to God hope that what we did tonight doesn't increase the amount of bullying that she's getting. But I will tell you this, in that Glenn Close, Fatal Attraction stream, I ran in there to try to defend TPB and to tell you the honest truth. And it wasn't somebody that TPB would be shocked about, but it's somebody that I was shocked about, was in there talking shit. And when I called him out on it, this person basically told me to fuck off. And it came from a person, how do I say it, that you just wouldn't expect it to come from. And I was highly disappointed. And, you're going to go on your channel and say you're all about positivity, and then you're going to go into a chat and basically just tell a woman to fuck off. You've lost.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. I'm following. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I was confused for a second. I got you. Yeah.
You got it. Mm-hmm. You got it.
Yeah. But I mean, I think a lot of people see the thing about what I always tell people is just watch people, not just in their live streams, but when they're in other people's live streams, just it on Twitter, just the way that people conduct themselves, and you'll see how they are. They cannot hide or play a character, but for so long, and you guys will see it.
Yeah.
Actually, Bob, I was trying to ask my husband how to say hello in French.
Does he speak French?
I know. I already typed it. That was 15 minutes ago.
Tilly Mae, what stream were you kicked out of?
Katie's, I think, is who she was talking about. I think whenever the Kirsty thing happened, but like right after it was squashed or over with or whatever.
Oh, Chili, you're so sweet. Thank you. Sorry, I'm behind on the chat. Stephanie, I don't know how you do this. Talk and keep up with this chat at the same time.
It's not easy. Like now it's slower, but always in the beginning, it's like I can't see all of them. It's just not possible. I think some people feel like I'm ignoring them. Sometimes I'm totally not, ever on purpose. It's just hard.
Well, then you should take a page out of Negative Blue Bang's book and just read each comment one by one by one.
Right.
We'd be here all fucking night, but you could just
30 hours later.
One by one by one. Oh my God, that's funny.
She is, Kiki. Yes, she is. Totally.
Pretty Pete, yes, you're correct.
Obi, you know what? Yeast infections are cool, especially when you have a urinary tract infection to go along with it.
Oh, no. Hey, Beck. How are you?
Hey, Beck. Hey, Beck.
Rebecca. Ew. Are talking.
Use yogurt. Oh my God. Barbie.
Oh, Kiki, thank you so much.
That escalated quickly.
Barbie, yogurt is to regulate your ability to crap more.
There are
the James Harris commercials.
There's live bacteria or uncultured bacteria or whatever in yogurt, so it does help with yeast infections. Like if you're taking antibiotics, it's like a probiotic. Like if you take a probiotic, kind of does the same type of situation.
Cool. So I guess I have to take yogurt next time I get a yeast infection. Yay.
It doesn't help a ton. Like it's not as good as taking a probiotic for sure.
Can I ask a favor? The person I was just referring to, everybody in the chat seems to catch my drift about who I was talking about. I have sent him a message telling him how I feel about what happened. So please just don't spread it any further or take it back to him. I will handle it privately. But I did say that I will not ever go back into one of his streams. I just won't.
Nope. He made that decision for me, so that made it easy. Okay, wait. Somebody asked me a nursey type question. What's good for a kidney infection? Antibiotics. Don't mess around.
Stephanie.
Yeah, don't mess around with urinary tract infection, kidney infections. People don't understand how quick and serious those can get.
Yeah, they are. Definitely.
For anyone out there who has a bladder infection, check with your doctor, because nowadays, as I found out the hard way, the inside of your bladder can react badly to cranberry juice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because see what happened to mine was, no, but it can happen though. That's why I'm warning everybody. It crystallized inside my bladder, so I had to have my bladder completely replaced.
Oh, wow. That's awful. Because people take cranberry juice to prevent urinary tract infections and bladder infections.
Yeah, I was told never to touch it again.
Yeah, I bet. Infection talk, right, Tilly Mae?
I'm going to say what Siri said the other night, Stephanie. In the dream, in prayer.
Right. Hush puppy, if you still have pain, you might want to be checked for kidney stones then, because they hurt inside the kidneys as well when you pass them. Sorry for all the health talk. The PP talk. From addiction to infection, right?
Amber, I don't know what you mean by shot in the butt, but have fun with that.
An infection shot, probably.
You can have your bladder ripped. I didn't know it was a thing.
No, I've never heard of that either.
Interesting.
I've heard that, hippie. I've never had them, knock on wood, but I have heard that. I'll talk with Stephanie and friends. I have heard that kidney stones are worse than labor pains for sure. I had a kidney stone.
I'll tell you this. Yeah. Gallstones as well.
You probably for sure have more kidney stones, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say that, and I know you probably don't want to hear that, Posh Puppy, but the more that like once you get kidney stones, you're more like your chances get higher and higher every time. I don't know why. It's just a thing. And don't drink tea.
And hippie, if you ever have pains in your gallbladder, do not ignore it. Go seek immediate attention, and it can be very dangerous, and it also is much worse than labor pains. I thought I was going to die. I was in so much pain.
Yes, that too. I've heard a girl that I work with, one day she had pain in the middle of her stomach. It wasn't like where you would think it would be for your gallbladder, but hers, was it her gallbladder? I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, like they wouldn't let her go home from work that day. And she almost died because of it. Like she had surgery and she was okay after, but she thought she wasn't going to make it.
It's awful.
Okay, Tilly, Stephanie, Princess Fortunate, I'm sorry to cut in. I have to go. The husband's about ready to go to bed and he sleeps like 5 feet away. So.
Oh, yeah,
well, thanks for coming by, Ricky.
Yes.
No problem. I had fun. Love you all.
Love you.
Bye, Ricky.
And you all out there in the chat room, you have a good night. God bless you and take care. And as soon as I can figure, there's. Good night, everybody.
Bye, Ricky. I would rather have 20 babies than 1 stone ever. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Tilly, I was 20 when I had my gallbladder taken out.
And you're never the same after either, right? Like
oh, gosh, no.
I thought so.
I had a problem with eating lettuce. And
right.
Certain other things. I started having stomach issues that I had never had before. And I kept going to the doctor and saying, I think this is because I had my gallbladder removed. And they kept saying, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I said, look, I realize you can function without having your gallbladder, but it does serve a purpose. And if it's not there to serve that purpose, then how does it not cause you issues?
I've heard lots of people that have had their gallbladder taken out say that they had issues from then on.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's really horrible. Yeah.
Hey, Audrey. Yeah, like it's better than, because you can't live with it when it's like that. You just can't. But you're never the same.
No, and the typical candidate for having your gallbladder out, and this is going to sound horrible, but the doctor was like, the typical candidate is fat, 40, and fertile. And that's usually, or right after you have a baby. A lot of times, right after you have a baby, you have your gallbladder taken out. But 20 years old is 25, Tilly Mae. That's young. That's really young.
One with no marijuana for pain. Okay, Stacey, I seen your video earlier, and I was worried about you. Seems like you have a shitty situation that you're dealing with for sure.
Is Stacey in here?
Yes, she just got here.
Stacey, I left you a message. I tried to call you a couple of times. I was so worried about you. Are you okay?
Yes, she said yes. Appendix. That's what my friend's was. It was her appendix, and it was in the middle of her stomach, and she was like telling them how bad it was hurting, and they were like, "You can't leave." And when you're a nurse, you're taking care of patients. You can't just leave. You know what I mean? You have to have somebody to take over for you. And by the time that she got home, it was so bad it had ruptured, and she was sick.
That's awful.
Rebecca, who was yelling at you? What are you talking about? She said she didn't appreciate getting yelled at today.
That's another one. Everybody just get off Rebecca's ass.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I just, that's like drawing a major line in the sand for me. Someone that would go after her, I have no respect for. Zero respect for. Period.
Exactly.
Oh, wow, hippie. And this whole like, because you said, because her mom says, and she says that, you know, that she doesn't have issues or whatever, it is a complete cop-out bullshit. Just gross for a fucking grown ass adults that should know better. It's horrible. I'm not on Rebecca's ass. Should I be? What does that mean, chaos? Oh, is it like tapping that ass? Oh, okay, Donna. Okay, I got you. Don't want those stinky balls and vaginas in my face. Everyone, why is body shaming okay on YouTube? I have heard horrible comments. It seems everything else is off limits except that. No, I think nothing's off limits on this part of YouTube. To be honest, 100% honest with you, I don't think body shaming is cool at all. I don't think making fun of anyone's looks is cool at all. But there is nothing off limits. Nothing. Children, anything. Nothing's off limits. Oh, okay, Rebecca, I got you. To the shit before they call it that shitstorm. I don't even know what I'd think of them now. Exactly, Pretty Pete. I agree 100%.
Pretty Pete, are you talking about the mama bear shitstorm?
Rebecca, yeah. Okay. And them using, you know, that as an excuse to go after her.
Yes. See, and that's part of my... I'm not going to say it. No, never mind. I'm going to keep it to myself.
I have mental illness. I don't consider myself special needs. Regardless, it's not okay, Rebecca. And I'm sorry that you have to deal with that.
Rebecca, if it makes you feel any better, I think you're precious and adorable. Don't listen to those people on the porch. You do you. You're a beautiful girl with a kind heart. Just keep doing what you do and ignore that.
Yeah, that's
the most insignificant thing in your life is what STS has to say about you or your mother.
And I told her too in her chat the other day, when she was talking about being a nurse and all of these things, because, you know, she feels like she has to validate herself because people question the validity of things, which is bullshit. But I told her, I said that nobody or nothing can take that away from you. You know, what you've done is an accomplishment that many want, that they haven't done. You were a nurse. You are a nurse, and no one can take that away from you. And I hope that she knows that.
Thank you, Katie.
Okay, I make fun of others if they deserve it, right, Chaos?
Chaos said, "I'm fat as fuck. I am self-deprecating. That's me. I make fun of me, no one else." That is hilarious. We have a rule, my husband and I, and it's called rule number 2. And rule number is, I can call my best friend a bitch because she's my best friend, but you can't call her a bitch because she's not your best friend. Or if you're talking about, your sister or your mother or whatever, there's a line in the sand that you can't cross.
Yep.
There used to be a rule number 1, but we've been together for 28 years and we forgot what it was.
And no matter what, Rebecca, no matter what else, always know that you are welcome in my chat, no matter what. And I'm proud of your accomplishments. I'm proud of you. Don't let anybody get you down, sweetie.
No.
You have a lot of support. Hell with the naysayers. Exactly, Michelle.
Observation.
All right. Well, it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to get off here, go to bed.
Yeah, I haven't had dinner. I'm going to go eat snack and go to bed.
Yeah. You need to do that.
So, everybody, let's just be nice to everybody and just stop the hate, please.
Yeah, stop with the back and forth bullshit. Just try to ignore people because they're not going to stop. Just keep it in your mind knowing they're not going to stop. You're going to have to step up and be the one. I'm talking to the chat, to be the one to not respond and let it die. It's just the way that it is. I'm sorry, Chaos. Somebody else go live. Amanda?
Exactly.
Please don't abandon me. You guys make me feel so bad. I might go live again later, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Princess Fortunate, for coming.
Thanks for having me on, Stephanie.
Of course. Of course.
All right. Love you guys. Good night. Have a great night.
Oh, hey, Diane. I'm glad you're here. I hope you feel better. Oh, okay. Good night, everybody.
Oh, thanks, Donna. Okay. Good night.
Bye.